Hi, this is Marjorie again, and I am going to try and start an online journal for myself, and this is going to be the first day. I know it's scary what you're seeing right now. This is what a 61, almost 62-year-old woman looks like in the morning after just getting up and cleansing her skin and putting on some moisturizer. I haven't done anything yet, and I'm going to. I want to see what my face looks like now in comparison to what it looks like in 3 months, 6 months. I'm going to try to do as many routines that I have been doing haphazardly. I'm going to try to do them religiously and see if it makes a difference when I look at my face with nothing on it. And then I'm also going to do makeup and show you what I'm putting on and see what I'm using in 3 months and 6 months in comparison. I've noticed a lot of women that do these videos, and when I find somebody interesting, I go back and look at their beginning videos. Oftentimes they look tremendously better. So I'm kind of hoping that happens with me. Anyway, and I may invest in a real camera. This is just my webcam. But I just wanted to see if I continue doing this regularly. I'm going to try, and it's not like this is the only thing I have to do. But anyway, so here goes. I'm going to start putting on my makeup. First of all I've done so far this morning is I just cleansed my face with some Philosophy cleanser that my daughter gave me like 2 years ago at Christmas time, and I love it. And then I use Stri-vectin. I pat it around my eyes, and I use Stri-vectin face moisturizer. I think it's the HD. I'll get it and list it below because I'm getting big laugh lines. I've laughed a lot in my life because I look like I've had a facelift when I smile. I'm getting some sagging. I've got jowls. That's because I've lost 60 pounds recently in the last year, and I still need to lose another 30. I'm going to be trying to get back into Zumba. That's one of the things that I noticed a tremendous change. I think my neck area is really good for a 60-year-old woman, 61. I do have some discoloration spots here. I have a couple of little pinkish red flaky areas right here that I use concealer on every day because they annoy me. I've been getting flakiness on my nose, and I had a revelation recently. I think it's from glasses. I wear readers, and I tend to put them on and drop them down because I don't need them to see a distance. So I do this, and I think maybe the glasses. So I'm going to start wiping my glasses with like a little sanitary wipe daily or frequently because oil and dirt and makeup accumulate on them, and maybe that's what I'm doing here. So anyway, also I've noticed I'm getting a couple of little lines here and some lines across my forehead. So I don't really want to go the Restylane or the Botox route if possible. My son had a heart attack. Says, "No, Mom, don't do it. You look great." And that's easy for him to say because I'm his mom and he loves me. But I look in the mirror more than I used to. I'm getting older. I've always had saggy eyelids, and I guess they're really referred to as hooded eyes. And I just don't like cosmetic surgery. The only surgery that I've had ever in my life for anything. I've had no appendectomy, no, tonsillectomy, nothing like that. I've never broken a bone. The only thing I've ever had is after having 5 children, I had implants. The girls were just empty. I think that's fairly common, and I'm glad I did. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, so here we go. Going to put on some, I use coconut oil for a moisturizer. All those expensive companies probably wouldn't care about that too well. But anyway, So the Stri-vectin, which costs enough all on its own, and the little Stri-vectin eye stuff, then the coconut oil I pat on lightly. I kind of let it soak in. I put it on first thing after I let the Stri-vectin soak in and do its thing with the peptides and enzymes and all that jazz. Then I put the coconut oil on for the moisturizer. Now I've gone around and fed the dogs and done things like that, so I'm going to start with, I usually use Borghese face foundation. Now I'm going to I tried it yesterday, kind of liked it a lot, so I'm thinking I might invest in this when my other is gone. This is Naked Skin by Urban Decay, and I just have a little sample, and they gave me 4 colors, and I'm kind of pale, so I'm going, hope I don't squirt it all over like I did yesterday, and I hope there's some left. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's hard to get out of these little thingies. I'm not even going to put concealer on yet because I want to see what the coverage is like. It's very, very nice. I don't have enough left to use the powder, the brush to stipple it on with. I like to paint, so it's kind of fun learning that I'm supposed to be applying makeup with brushes. It's kind of like second nature to me, even though all my life I've been an au naturel gal, and my daughters will tell you I've used very little makeup, and most of my life people have told me I look very young. But anyway, well, except for the last 10 years, I'll fill you in on that. I did the natural, I wouldn't call it gray, I used to call it silver hair, which aged me tremendously in the mirror. Probably contributed to my weight gain because I figured I was just old. Now I'm trying to go backwards, and okay, kind of like it. I can't even see the little red spots. Maybe they're visible. I don't know, my lighting isn't the greatest. I'm sitting in my living room on my chaise lounge with all my stuff around me. So once again, that was Naked 3.5. The next thing I'm going to put on, because this is just going to be my everyday face, is I do use this, this is from Kirkland, it's by Borghese, and it came with the actual foundation that I use usually, which is this. Oops, so not good at this. Okay, and by the way, this Naked was just a sample that came when I ordered a Naked palette. It's Naked Skin. So I'm just going to use, because I'm light, and this makeup is fairly light. Normally in the desert here I would be wearing a darker shade, but since if I order it and it's the end of summer, or if I purchase it, I'm going to get the lighter shade, which I'll be wearing most of the winter, even though I still get sun here when I go out to clean the pool or when I go to the hot springs spa, so just to hang out in the hot tubs. And I hope the lady from Uppie's Beads isn't watching, because she made a big deal about going into hot tubs, and even though there's chlorine, she knows what people do in there. It kind of made me think, ooh. But anyway, I go in them, and I figure, I know chlorine is deadly, and so I figure it's pretty much killing anything that's in there. So enough of that. All right. Now the next thing I would do would be my eyebrows. And this is just going to be a day face. It's not going to be anything special. This is Studio Gear, and the color is Ash. I went in to Ulta, and I told her, I said, I've just been using Maybelline, and it looks kind of gross. And I don't really care for the texture. They're difficult to get on. So anyway, this is my current eyebrow pencil, which I like a lot. I think it just makes me look a whole lot younger, and my eyes look better, lifted more. And so, another thing that Patty from Rockstar Mom pointed out, which I should have showed you, but you can always go back and look. As you get older, your eyebrows, especially if you pluck and wax, they don't grow back in from the end out, and that actually has to do with blood pressure and sodium and all kinds of things. I'm not 100% sure on what the actual cause is, but it's aging. And you think you won't miss them until they don't grow back in anymore, and then it's like, well, no, I have to draw them on. But I always had quite a lot of eyebrows, so I don't care. Oh, this is 24/7 Zero Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil, and it's zero. Anyway, I think everybody knows what that is but me. Like I said, I'm just getting started in this makeup thingy so much. It's not, to be honest, I've used Lancome blue eye pencil forever, just around my eyes. But as I'm getting older, I think it looks a little bit too flashy. Because I have blue eyes, I used to just love it. And I'll do it one of these days. I'm here to show you. And sometimes, even in the day, I'll go and do the waterline a little bit, because as you get older, you lose some of the color in your face. So, as you can see, I'm starting to look a whole lot better already. Okay, now I'm going to use Smog. Wait, there we go. This is my little Urban Decay palette, which I love. It's got the 24/7 pencil that comes in it, a cute little mirror. And I'm going to use Smog and Smog and Half Baked. Is it Half Baked or Twice Baked? Half Baked, okay. So, I just am going to take Half Baked, put it I'm not an eyeshadow expert, and I'm also not going to put pounds of it on like all of the pretty girls who do beautiful smoky eyes do. This is just my everyday look. I'm not doing anything fancy today or special. Okay, so there's just some Half Baked, which I love, and I'm going to take the little pointy tip and get a little bit of smog, on the tip, and I'm going to go in and put it like a little bit of just over and down, and whoops, got the wrong one. Okay, and the same thing on this side, just to kind of emphasize and lift my eyes. And then I'm better do that over here. It's almost like a pencil. I'm just going to blend it in a little bit. And then the only thing that's not in that palette, so I'm using my Naked, is a real light color. And I like to put a light color, so I'm using Virgin today. And I'm going to put just a little bit under my eye and blend it in a bunch so it doesn't, and you can see how it just opens up my eye. Or maybe you can't, but I can. And I also am going to put a teeny bit just above it, because it kind of helps define the eyebrow and lift it. And like I said, no makeup artist, I just kind of dab it on. Okay, so that's that. Tiny little bit of Milani blush. This is Baked Blush, and the color is Dolce Pink. Kind of like this. It's cheap, and the color is really very pretty. I just can't open it. Oh, there we go. Okay. And I'm just going to take this big blush brush and I don't want to be too blushy. And I also am not wearing any powder. I'm in the desert. It's hot. I don't like to do gobs of makeup. I look like a caked on old lady if I do. So, there we go. Clean that brush off a little bit. And the last thing I'm going to do, I believe, oh wait, I didn't smudge. I always like to smudge this 24/7 pencil so that it's like a little eyeliner. This is Alba Terra Tints, and it's what I use. I get a lot of things from the health food store, and besides food. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. And I just use a kind of like a base. Maybe I guess it's called a primer. And this is just L'Oreal, and it's old. It's, what is it called? Peach. 417 Peach. Don't know if you could even buy it anymore. It's a beautiful color. You can see it's well worn. Again, everyday face. Not doing the lip liner and all that jazz, because this is just me out the door. Okay, and sometimes I take this also very old Borghese lip gloss. Yesterday I was calling them lip blush. Like there's such a, well, maybe there is. Anyway, and I just put a dab right in the middle. So there's that. There's the face. Let's do some hair real quick. Oh, that's what I forgot. This is hairspray, but that's okay. Oh, a little tiny bit of back combing for height. And once again, it's hot here. And this is usually me during the day. So, I don't know. Still thinking about getting that lift, the lifestyle lift. Like I said, I'm going to give it 6 months. I'm going to Zumba, try to lose the weight, because I have a firm belief, and I've read several people that say that as they lose their very last amount of fat, because we all carry an extra 10 pounds. Well, not everybody. I guess there's some skinny people, but they're all in magazines and on TV. When you lose that extra, the jowls tend to go away more. I also use my Suzanne Summers Face Master, and I'm working on that to see if I can improve the muscle tone. And believe it or not, before I started doing as much as I do on my face, because I used to be very bad with routines, I was getting really quite a lot of little lines around here. Almost looked like I was a smoker, and I've never smoked a cigarette in my entire life. I believe that I just heard something wonderful, well, a little late for me, but good news for you, on YouTube. I think it was Rockstar Mom that said, don't use a straw. I've always used a straw. And I guess that, that motion, that sucking for the straw is the same as puffing out a cigarette. So I've stopped. I'm drinking out of a cup now. And just wipe the edge of the cup if you're out at a restaurant and it really bothers you. Or I guess you could use a straw then, but if I eat out a lot, so I'm just going to start opening the cups and taking the drinks out of them if I'm driving through. And I don't know what I'm going to do about the forehead and about these little wrinkles. Maybe try the frownies. They don't seem to really get that. And I don't really like sticking something on my face, like, so it stays all night. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's enough of that. And so this is the day 1 of my reporting experiment. And I'm going to do a whole another one of these in 3 months. And that's my routine. Thanks. Bye-bye.